mysterious ways, man. He works in very mysterious ways that are difficult to understand. There are things that you go out into the world and you pursue. However, because it is not the right energy, it's not the right match for you, somehow, some way along the way, God will cause you guys to separate. He'll cause you guys to divide. Your brains will not be in alignment. It's kind of like if you could see the human brain and all of the different spots of it lighting up as they're being used, you'll see that the spots that are being used in your brain and the spots that are being used in the other person's brain are not lining up. They are touching different emotional aspects of their brain, while you are touching different emotional aspects of your brain. So where light and love is lighting up in one, darkness and hatred is lighting up in another. Where joy and tranquility is lighting up in one, despair and anxiety is lighting up in the other. Where support is lining up in one, and the other, jealousy and envy, are lighting up in the other. And because of that, you'll see that you begin to have disagreements. Those disagreements become arguments. Arguments become fights. And fights eventually end up in a space of, I hate you. And when it gets to I hate you, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can literally go there with the best intentions, but it's just not going to work because they hate you. And anything that you do to that person, they see it as an attack, because that's how their mind has been wired, to view it as an attack from this entity. And you see this all over in the animal kingdom, where if you just observe, just walking down the street, mate, what happens when a Chihuahua encounters a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler? You'll see the big dog is usually just calm, composed, relaxed, and the Chihuahua starts going crazy for no reason. And that is because there are things that cannot be seen that are happening. There's a threat to that Chihuahua that it perceives, and because of its size, because of its stature, it believes that there is a threat. It believes that this big dog is providing a threat. Even if the dog is not, even if it's the most trained, most socially acclimatized dog that's been around many other dogs, it's taken to the dog park, it's never bitten anyone, it's never bitten another dog, the Chihuahua is still gonna go crazy, man, because that is just the nature of reality. You have big dog, you have small dog. And small dog is more prone to showing harshness and aggression because it's trying to protect itself. It believes that there's a threat. So it will even attack before a threat has actually visibly shown itself within the environment. It's already in defensive mode. It's already anxious. It's already nervous. It's already like, something might happen here that I don't like, and so I'm going to attack first. However, this is not a very good strategy for life, because you'll block so many opportunities and so many blessings for yourself, because you choose to believe that the world is out there to attack you, when it is not out there to attack you. The world is out there to help you and to help you manifest your desires and your dreams. This is one of those messages that I just want to detail to people out there, that when they're going through things like this, if you're a big dog, like I'm a big dog, it's okay if all the little dogs are tripping, mate. It's okay, because that's not where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be with the little dogs. You need to go find other big dogs, other acclimatized, socially aware big dogs, and then you work with those dogs. Because if you go to the other side of the environment, if you go to where the grass they say is greener, you begin to see that it is not always the case. The grass may be greener, but the animals that dwell on that grass are not. So this is just my experience, man. My experience of working with little dogs. I went out into the world, I worked with little dogs, and it literally lasted like a month and a half. Because you begin to see the insecurity, the jealousy, the envy. And it's not something that is said out in the open, but you see it on people's faces. You see it in the way that they treat you. And when they treat another little dog that enters, you see that the treatment is different. And they're trying to let you know that you do not belong here. And maybe you should actually take heed of their advice and their words and realize that you actually do not belong there. Because their fear is that you, as the big dog coming in, are going to become an even bigger dog because now you look so big amongst the little dogs. And they know that an opportunity can arise out of anything, anywhere, anytime. And they're the ones providing you that opportunity. So it hurts them deeply, to the point where they're like, I don't care if you work well, I don't care if you come and do your job on time, I don't care if you do your job better than anyone else that we've ever had. It doesn't matter, we're not going to give you the opportunity to change your life, to change your circumstances, to meet someone that just might be the key to your dreams and your desires. And this is just my experience detailed over the course of a month and a half, and naturally after a month and a half, you're told to leave, which it was something that I predicted. I would always tell the people there that I'm not going to quit, man. But eventually you guys will tell me to leave, and that is exactly what happened. It didn't even take, I believe that it would take months, but it only took one. In 1 month, they were like, we can't deal with this, we can't handle this. They start to make up excuses, they start to make up stories, they start to make up lies. However, I could never be mad at them because I never envisioned myself staying there for the rest of my life. So I could never be upset, I could never hold resentment or anger towards them because they've probably done me a favor in the long term. It's just that in this moment it doesn't feel that way. In this moment it feels like a big disappointment because I never went there for the money. If it was about the money, I would have gone there a long time ago. But it's because I wanted to work. I wanted to actually do something with my life that could benefit other people, that could benefit the business and the business owner. However, when someone sees that you come in with that mentality and that attitude, and they have their own business, they don't even have that mentality and attitude, it's a threat. Because someone else might just see it in you, and next thing you're getting a bigger opportunity than what they have. You're getting put into a higher place. Because I know many people, they have been in my situation. However, for me it turned out differently. For others, for all the other little dogs that went without their little dog tags, somehow they made a way for them. But when a big dog comes in without his little dog tag, they're like, no, we're not going to make a way for you. We're actually going to get you out of here. And that is the nature of reality and the nature of life. You start to see this when you're a person who works on themselves and you go amongst people who are not working on themselves. You're a threat to their existence. You're a threat to their destiny. And because of that, they're going to try and try and try to get you out of there as fast as they can. Because every single day that you're there, you're reminding them that I could take your opportunity. I could take your destiny because I am young. I might even be in a lower position than you. I might not be making as much money as you. But you're a threat. Potential is what scares them. But I am not potential. I am realized potential. And that's exactly why they cannot stand it, because I'm not potential anymore. I am the real thing. I am him. And in this stage of my life, I'm trying to go from being him to being Himmy Bucket. So if you guys watch NBA, you know Jimmy Butler. And when he gets into playoff mode, he's Jimmy Bucket. The normal Jimmy Butler is a very, very good player, superstar caliber player. But Jimmy Buckets is just on another level. And that is what you should aspire to do within your own life. You need to go from being him, because they've seen that you're him, they know that you're him. It's not enough. You need to go to a higher level. You need to Super Saiyan the fuck up and become Himmy Bucket. And that is the only way, because that is what life is demanding from you. Life is demanding that you become an owner, that you become a creator. Any situation that I'm put in where it is not mine, somehow naturally I end up not lasting there, because I have high demands from myself, and therefore I have high demands from those around me. And once they begin to see that, it becomes a threat, because they do not even have those demands from themselves. And when I come with my high demands, my high expectations, naturally the standards begin to rise. However, they do not rise with the standards that I have set. And this is just a natural process of how things go, because when you are the hard-working person, when you are the talented one, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get into every room and you're going to see how they've been performing. And because you are performing at a higher level, naturally everyone else has no excuse but to now perform at that level. There are no more excuses. There's no more this and that, because there's someone actually doing it, and you can see they're doing it right there. And now you have to step up, because when you're not doing anything, it now looks like you are a bad wrench in the system. You are the one pulling down the business. You are the one not fulfilling your potential and your capacity, because you can see someone else that's doing it. It just brings awareness to something that people were unaware of before. Before, they probably thought they were doing a good job, they probably thought they were doing great. But someone with a higher energy output shows up, all of a sudden, it puts a shade on whatever you are doing, because their light is shining so bright. And this is what it is, man. This is the nature of life. This is what it is. The same way when Jesus showed up, the Pharisees were shooken and scared, because they knew that there was someone who more people are likely to follow over them, because they're providing a better example. And you'll see this in many, many places, many, many stories throughout human history. You're not the first to go through it, you will not be the last. This is just the nature of reality, and it's one of the kegs in reality that you have to overcome as someone who is trying to live their life to their highest potential that the Creator has given to them. We all slip up, we all make mistakes, but at the end of the day, your bad habits are only 5% of your being. The rest of it is literally down to the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. And those are the things that determine your value. Eventually people begin to see that you are actually high value, and they want to get away from it. At the same time, there are people that are going to see that you're high value, and they're going to want to bring you closer, because they know that there's something that you can provide that they do not have. There's a lesson that they can learn. There's a tool that you can provide them. They can learn off of you and eventually become high value themselves. but it takes work, effort, and a positive mental mind state for it to actually happen. And most important is the positive mental mind state, because that is the fuel for the energy that you're going to need to actually do the things, and not just say I'm going to do this, or not just think I'm going to do this, but for you to actually get it done and stop talking and shut up. It requires energy. So when you're a high energy output person amongst low energy output people, naturally so, there's going to be a clash. There's going to be a clash in the way of being and the way of living and the way of doing things. Because everything that you do looks good and it becomes a threat. So I told you, you're no more potential, mate. You are actually the real thing. And when you're the real thing, these are the things that are going to happen to you. Time and time again. The more places you step into. And your job is to just be yourself. Go to these places and make them aware. That's all you have to do, is to make them aware. Once the awareness is there, you can never leave their mind. It will be there for the rest of their lives. And they'll know that all of the excuses that they're making are bullshit. Because somebody walked in a worse situation than you, or in the same situation than you, and they still had a smile on their face. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe.